Peace, guys. Patrick, ConservativeRap. And in this video, let's talk about how Trump is being proven right. How they started an insurrection and the coup against him, and now the proof is being brought to the forefront. Remember, it's the same people. The Alpha Bank hoax, the Russia collusion, the assassination attempt. Trump took everything from them and forced them into a reverse play. Similar to, think about his tax returns, right? I'm under audit, I'm under audit, I'm under audit for about 3-4 years before they finally brought it to the Supreme Court. And now we have a Supreme Court ruling on the books that allow us to go after any politician's taxes. Similarly, their phrase, nobody's above the law, nobody's above the law, including the president. And now we have Tulsi introducing evidence that Obama initiated the Russia collusion hoax to forestall and disrupt a duly elected president. This is an information war, and it's time for a lot of new information for most of the normies to come to the foreground about the criminal syndicate and the mafia that they think of when they think of most establishment Democrat rhino politicians, media moguls, CEO heads, etc. So let's take a look at some of the things that's happening. We'll go straight to X, or sorry, we'll start with this on New York Post. Pete Buttigieg, DOT, spent $80 billion on DEI grants and delayed air traffic control upgrades, record industry insiders say. So again, this is another thing Trump is going to be fixing, right? The airline industry. And it's coming to light that none of these DEI policies work, right? You see the cost when you actually go to travel in terms of just the lack of organization and coordination. And this is just another example of how everything woke goes to ish. All right, let's move on. We're going to go to back to X quickly, and I'm going to share my screen. Eric Doherty. Trump federal workforce shrinks by a stunning 22,100 in the Washington, D.C. area. And again, guys, we're only 7 months in or so. This is bringing America back and really showing the sludge and the waste that's in our bureaucratic machines. Just in, on the war front, Zelensky says everything must be done to achieve a ceasefire and that Ukraine is ready to meet with Russia next week. This guy never looks professional. He looks tired as hell from all the damn lies. But moving on here, let's keep it going. And lastly, as we talk about with the information war, Melissa Hallman put this out. In case you missed it, a critical security flaw in Microsoft SharePoint software has triggered widespread breaches affecting government agencies, businesses, and institutions across multiple continents. Since attacks began around the 18th of 2025, July 18th, hackers have compromised at least 85 servers spanning 29 organizations, stealing sensitive data and establishing persistent access points. The victim roster includes a concerning mix of high-value targets, U.S. federal agencies, multinational corporations, confirmed breaches, along government entities in Europe, Asia, South America. Energy companies face potential disruptions to critical infrastructure, while educational institutions and communication firms report unauthorized access. Security researchers describe the targeting as sophisticated, suggesting well-resourced attackers with broad strategic objectives rather than opportunistic criminals. The impacts extend far beyond typical data breaches. Attackers aren't simply stealing data information. Read more, right? Here's the Substack link. I'm going to write a rhyme about this. It's called Get Ready for a Cyber Attack. I mean, they're talking about Microsoft. Information blackout's going to be needed for them to just keep the narrative, which is just simply not possible. And moving on the same front, Secretary Pete Hegseth has confirmed that they are now looking into the Microsoft engineers in China who have access to Department of Defense systems. This comes after Chinese hacker Zhu Ziwei was arrested for stealing data on behalf of CCP using Microsoft. All right, and just some quick clips from the big dog Trump. Let's take a quick look. Crime in American cities, on leftist cities, started to significantly rise when they went to cashless bail. Amen. The worst criminals are flooding our streets and endangering even our great law enforcement officers. It's a complete disaster and must be ended immediately. My poll numbers within the Republican Party, and this is just on the Epstein front, with that game to divide the MAGA movement, have gone up significantly. Since Jeffrey Epstein hoax was exposed by the radical left Democrats and just plain troublemakers, they've hit 90, 92, 93, and 95% in various polls, which are Republican Party records. The general election numbers are my highest ever. People like strong borders and many of the other things that I've done. God bless America, MAGA. And lastly, just on, there was that silly letter, that proposed letter that Trump drew with a drawing of a naked woman. Here's Trump on Truth. We've just filed a powerhouse lawsuit against everyone involved in publishing the false, malicious, defamatory, fake news article in the useless rag that it is, the Wall Street Journal. This historic legal action is being brought against the so-called authors of this defamation and now fully disgrace the Wall Street Journal as well as its corporate owners and affiliates, with Rupert Murdoch and Robert Thompson, whatever his role is, at the top of the list. We've proudly held to account ABC and George Slopadopoulos, CBS, and 60 Minutes, the fake Pulitzer Prizes, and many others who deal in and push disgusting lies and even fraud to the American people. This lawsuit is not only on behalf of your favorite president, me, but also in order to continue to standing up for all Americans, amen, who will no longer tolerate abusive wrongdoings of the fake news media. I hope Rupert and his friends are looking forward to the many hours of depositions and testimonies they'll have to provide in this case. Thanks for your attention to this matter. We will make America great again. And again, people are waking up. It's an information war, and the deep state has no recourse but to try to stop people from learning about their sick, sinister, twisted, mafia-esque operation and how they've kept us under control for far too long. What do you think? Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share, and check me out at ConservativeRap.com for more. Thanks and take care.